Welcome back to another weekly Anchor Update. I'm Brody.
And I'm Tim. Today's top stories: Rhode Island's cold case unit solves 2 long unsolved murder cases. Governor Dan McKee declares a state of emergency over frozen SNAP benefits. The North Kingstown community honors Lynna Sherman with a beach memorial. And the New Bedford Fire Department receives federal funding for elevator rescue training.
But first, let's check out what happened this week with our anchormen and women's sports.
Thank you, Breen and Brody. Good morning from the Adams Library TV studio. My name is Tim Yeen, and this is your Anchor TV Sports Report. Let's get straight into the biggest story of the past week. Our women's tennis team has done it once again. They won the Little East Conference Championship over UMass Boston this past Saturday, 4-2. Beginning in doubles action, the Beacons were superior in play, their lone loss coming to the Anchorwomen's second doubles team of sophomores Ariana DeThomas and Amelia Hours. The Anchorwomen were able to overcome the early deficit in singles play, however. Hours able to secure a win at 4 singles to even the match. Senior Lucy Hu clinched the Anchorwomen's championship in a poetic finish at 6 singles. Senior Erica Patello was named the most outstanding player of the match. With the championship dub, your Anchorwomen have clinched a berth in the NCAA Division III tournament. That will start in the spring. Also this past Saturday, our Anchorwomen's volleyball team picked up their first LEC win over Keene State in a 3-set sweep. First set, Anchorwomen able to win 25-19, served by junior Ulysses Alvelo, unable to be controlled by the Owls. They can't get it over the net. Second set, much closer. Anchorwomen able to pull out though, 25-22. Junior Grace Luchka finding senior Sydney Pyers on a pass, and Pyers able to slam it down to secure a 2-set advantage. The final set was only closer. The Anchorwomen were up 6, 22-16, but Keene State able to make it a 1-point affair, 24-23 in a comeback effort. The Owls, though, a match-losing error on the final point to let the Anchorwomen escape with the sweep. Juniors Serena Marinez and Marina Colonis 10 kills each in the win. Anchorwomen have won 4 of their last 5. They're out in Newport tonight for a 7 p.m. contest at Salve Regina. Finally, our men's soccer team dominated on Senior Day yesterday, cruising to a 3-1 win over Eastern Connecticut to secure a last-minute spot in the LEC tournament. 5th minute of play, freshman Luisandro Sanchez, a great pass to junior Ian Mackin, and he's able to convert from 18 yards out. Up next, 10 minutes left to go in the first half. It's a 1-1 affair now, but guess who rang? It's Jason Liang, the freshman connection. Sanchez passing to Liang to flick it in and retake the lead, as well as his first career goal. But what about a second career goal, though? 67th minute, Liang taking it from the Anchorman logo to just outside the box, connecting from long range for goal number 2 of his young career. Junior goalie Elijah Ndoye, 6 saves on the day. Anchorman will play at Spain in the first round of the LEC tournament on Saturday. That's it, and that's all. This has been Sports Manager Tim Yeen with your Anchor TV Sports Report, bringing it back to the table.
And now we're going to Josh with an update on student community government.
Thank you. I was just inside the offices of the Student Community Government where I was speaking to President Dante DiGregorio about this semester's budget. President DiGregorio says that this semester's budget is down to just $6,000 in the general fund. And while they do have $200,000 of escrow funding that they can dip into if need be, this is a crisis caused by previous administration's overspending and under-recording. President DiGregorio has urged club leaders to be creative and flexible in their event planning this semester and in future, and is working with Treasurer Miguel Hoyos to plan policy that will prevent such crises from arising in future. I've been Josh Greenberg, and that is all.
Thanks, guys. Now for today's top stories.
Rhode Island's cold case unit has officially solved 2 long unsolved murder cases, those of Cynthia McKenna and Deborah Stone. Attorney General Peter Nerona announced the results Wednesday morning, joined by detectives from North Providence and Narragansett. Nerona said the unit, launched in 2023, was created to deliver long-awaited answers for victims and families who never gave up hope. Investigators determined that McKenna, found dead in her North Providence apartment in 2007, was murdered by Robert Corey Jr., who has since died. DNA testing and handwriting analysis confirmed that Corey confessed to the killing in letters written to another inmate. In Narragansett, detectives disclosed the 1984 murder of Deborah Stone, whose body was discovered in the Narrow River. Investigators identified her killer as Robert Jeremiah, also deceased, after reviewing witness statements and evidence that had gone unpursued for decades. Both cases are now considered solved, with law enforcement leaders saying the results mark significant progress for the cold case unit and long overdue closure for the victims' families.
Governor Dan McKee has declared a state of emergency as federal SNAP benefits remain frozen due to ongoing government shutdown. More than 145,000 Rhode Islanders rely on the program each month, and the state won't be able to distribute benefits on November 1st. To help, McKee announced that up to $6 million from the state's Temporary Assistance for Needy Families Fund will be used to support about 20,000 families with children. Those households receive half of their normal benefits in 2 installments on November 1st and November 15th. McKee said he's deeply concerned about the thousands who will still go without assistance and urged residents to donate to Rhode Island Community Food Bank or local pantries. He also directed $200,000 in emergency funds to the food bank, matched by the Rhode Island Foundation, with additional grants supporting local nonprofits. Rhode Islanders can visit snapsupport.ri.gov or call 211 for more information on food resources and assistance.
Family, friends, and community members gathered in North Kingstown Wednesday evening to honor the life of Linda Sherman, who was killed by a drunk driver while riding her bike down Boston Neck Road in June 2024. The town council dedicated a memorial bench and tree at the beach, a place Sherman loved. Her husband, Brian Sherman, said the tribute captured her spirit, sharing a quote engraved from the bench from one of her social media posts: "Wake up and decide to be kind, humane, giving, welcoming, approachable, and genuine. Be the light, not the darkness." The driver, 60-year-old former Providence police officer Daniel Famiglietti, pleaded no contest earlier this month to DUI resulting in death. He was sentenced to 15 years with 7 to serve. At the ceremony, Mothers Against Drunk Driving advocate Jennifer O'Neill reminded the crowd that the tragedy was 100% preventable, urging others to make responsible choices behind the wheel.
The New Bedford Fire Department has received a $68,000 federal grant to improve training for rescuing people trapped in elevators. The funding will allow the department to bring in experts to meet national safety standards set by the Fire Protection Association. Mayor John Mitchell said the training is essential as new developments continue to rise across the city, adding that the FEMA grant will strengthen emergency response capabilities. Fire Chief Brian Medeiros noted that firefighters responded to 33 elevator rescues last year, including several involving medical emergencies. He said the specialized training will help ensure safer, more efficient rescues for both residents and responders. That's all we have for you this week, folks. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next week.